Mr. Melton, I find it very interesting that there is a grist mill remains sitting right beside the fish weir, with centuries separating the time of their building. Would you care to speculate on why we find the grist mill sitting beside fish weir?
Well, you've already stated that the early industry, I think the connection is really interesting, but to me it would mean that both were at the foot of the rapids, at the foot of the fall, and you want your fish weir there, obviously, instead of up at the high, up on the rapids, and the same reason, for the same reason you want your mill down there, because you have a change in elevation from the side of your dam, so it would be there because of elevation. The other would be there because of the terrain, the smoothness of the riverbed.
Right, and they're
advantageous for both of them.
Right, and they're connected because of just the lay of the land through there.
Yeah,
right.
And
the strata.
Early industry, you're right. Fish weir's the earliest industry.
Earliest visible industry.
Yeah, he could trade those fish for arrowheads or whatever.
Whatever, that's right. So it seems like the one remaining mystery we have at this point is how it is that the mill race today at the upper end, next to the dam, is so high. And the possibility is that maybe it was filled in for protection so that large flows of water did not regularly flow down that channel in later years to wash out the road or whatever.
That's right. That mill race could have become a hazard and a pest. When that mill passed out of existence or wasn't being used, it became a threat to that bridge downstream, that flow around there. It'd be advantageous to fill it in, whether it was the highway department or the landowner, either one. It'd be better to fill that in to keep floods from diverting water down there, to flood the field and the road approach, the bridge approach.
Now, just in looking back at this, a lot of the interest in this particular tape is going to come from students in the county schools who look at it. Do you have any comments with regard to finding the remains of early industrial history of the county for those students who may be wandering out along the hills, valleys, creeks, and rivers?
Yes, look for, always keep alert for signs of along the banks of mounds of rocks or of earth, whether that was the side of a dam, or look along the bottom of a creek for a sill or a base, usually of something like an 18-inch log that's flattened on the top, that the ancient mill builders put on the base, at the base of a creek, the bottom of a creek, to attach their wooden dam to above it. Look for those, and look for races like you talked of, canals along the side of the bank, but more especially look for mill stones. Those things are just almost immovable, and they're heavy, and they'll stay. When everything else goes, the millstone will stay there. And look for those. And there are sites in the county where that's all the remains of the mill. Not even a part of the dam, not even the base or anything, just two millstones lying there. That was the heaviest part of the mill, and so it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
It's perhaps a little bit hard for us at this time to look back into the past when the rivers and creeks in the county were a major food supply. They were a major route of transportation. They were also the major source of power.
Yeah. The first mill built in the county was built on a river, near Pig River. And because of transportation, not because there were no roads going to it. Built that. He used the river for transportation.
Well, I suppose one reason we see so much of this is because Pittsylvania County falls in elevation significantly from the western boundary to the eastern. You have a significant enough drop to find many advantageous mill sites.
It flows eastward and generally southeastward and over the southern end of the county anyway. So it's natural that it lends itself very well to grist mill building, because it wasn't as steep as, say, Patrick County, where it's awfully hard to have access to a grist mill up in the mountains, although you got good fall. But Pittsylvania County sloped gradually, as you say, to the east, but it was a good, Halifax County was equally good.
So we were rich in mills for a period of time.
Rich in water power, yes.
We thank you very much for your comments and your participation in our
My pleasure.
visit to the river, and we'll return to the scene here for a few remaining comments. On the way back toward civilization, clearing a little bit here, moving toward the top of the hill. It's been a long walk here. This look at the Banister River and the things along there on your land and your family's property from the past has been a lot of fun for me here during these last few weeks, and I appreciate your introducing me to this spot years gone by and inviting us to come back again during the winter of '92 and '93. Now, can we agree to go back down when the water gets down?
And the weather gets warm.
And the weather gets warm, but not too warm.
No,
not too warm. Not too thick with snakes and honeysuckles.
That's right.
And we'll go back and see if we can't solve some of these other little mysteries down there.
That's good.
And of course, the purpose in this tape really is not entirely just to introduce this particular site, but to let the students of the Pittsylvania County Schools know that there are many, many sites along the streams of Pittsylvania County that still have volumes to tell about the history and prehistory, both the early colonial experience in this area and the Native American past. All of this is recorded in the stones, the waterways, the dirt, and the debris that we find along the waterways.
One of the elementary teachers from Chatham wanted me to she wanted to bring her class down for me to show them that wheel. You show them the picture of it.
Let me tell you, this weir, as you may have been able to tell from the tape already, it's a long walk down there, and it is not easy, and certainly each time we have gone down, it has taken the better part of the day to actually accomplish it. And
well, I wanted to come in, if possible, from the other side. That's what I wanted to do, so she wouldn't have quite as much problem.
You're thinking from the south side of the river.
Yeah, but my wife and I went down well, sometime after she had called us. I decided that it's about as easy getting down this side as it was to get down the other side. We couldn't find a way down there at all.
That's right. It is difficult. Now, this site is very difficult to get to, as has been evident from the tape. It takes several hours to work one's way into there and to work one's way out. For the purpose of seeing grist mills, of course, there are several grist mills that are still complete and in operation. For example, the Cedar Forest Mill at Long Island. For example, the Mount Airy Roller Mill. And also, for example, the Tomahawk Mill is still intact, although at this point in 1993 it is not milling at the moment. It is part of the vineyard. As far as fish weirs are concerned, there's one at Markham that's smaller than the one that's seen on this tape, but it is right beside the road. And it's possible to pull a bus right up to the site and with no effort whatsoever to have a good look at the weir. So the purpose of this was as an example, not really as a prelude to a field trip. And we encourage you, though, as students, to take your own field trips on your own property and with permission on your neighbor's property where interesting things like this happen.
Very well. I like that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, indeed. That's great.
Wow.